Evening, everyone. Welcome to The Next Revolution. I'm Steve Hilton, and this is the home of positive populism, pro-worker, pro-family, pro-community, and especially pro-America. Important show tonight: coronavirus, the economy, and the blue-collar boom. 2020 latest, that outrageous Chuck Schumer business last week. We also have an unbelievable loony left for you. And, of course, a new Joe Biden comedy segment. With me, live in Los Angeles for the hour, Adam Carolla and Tammy Bruce. Jenna Ellis and Teslin Figaro, they'll be joining us tonight as well. All right, there they are, and here we go. We'll get to coronavirus in a second, but let's start positive. We saw an incredible jobs report on Friday. 273,000 new jobs in February, almost 100,000 more than expected. Another 85,000 on top of that, with revisions to the previous 2 months' totals. It's not just a number. It's over 1/3 Americans working who weren't before, just in the last few weeks. Unemployment at a 50-year low. Earnings continue to grow. Now, if we want this success to continue, we have to understand why it's happening, the policy foundations. The Trump haters say it's all thanks to Obama.
Barack Obama literally saved the economy, and the benefits that we're seeing now from Trump, they're the ripple effects.
There is a narrative here that I think is borne by the facts that suggests that even if the overall numbers are good, they're not that much better or substantially different from those under Obama.
Frankly, these are Obama-era policies that allowed Trump to have 2 years. It was a gift. It really was.
That is dangerously wrong. It means people will think we can safely go back to Obama-era policies without hurting working Americans. That Trump just inherited a good economy story is a lie, and tonight we'll show you the hard evidence. It's true that if you look at average economic growth, you see roughly the same performance with Obama and Trump. But averages miss the life cycle of an economic expansion. It's much harder to create growth and jobs at the end than the beginning. Here's the pattern you typically see. Growth is negative during a recession. It quickly accelerates to a peak as the economy bounces back, before falling more gradually until the next recession hits. If the expansion that followed the Great Recession, the Obama economy, had lasted the same length as the previous one, we would have gone into recession last June. But we didn't. Our economy kept growing. So why did the Trump economy not follow the pattern of previous expansions? Perhaps because the world economy was picking up speed? Actually, the rest of the world has been slowing down. Germany's GDP growth is 0.5%, Japan's 0.9%. The explanation and the policy lesson it's so vital to learn is the change that happened right there. Yes, the 2016 election. With the exception of one quarter, growth hasn't fallen below that level since for 3 reasons. 1, a pro-enterprise, pro-business approach that boosted business confidence, which translates into more capital investment. 2, deregulation, especially on energy, which unleashed American innovation and made America a net exporter of oil for the first time in 75 years. 3, tax cuts for workers, but also employers, so they can afford to expand and invest, creating more jobs and higher productivity, which enables higher wages. The Trump haters say these policies just help the rich. That, again, is a total lie. The Trump boom is not a 1% boom, it is a blue-collar boom. Look at earnings. The haters say Trump is just continuing the wage growth started under Obama. Again, you might believe this if you look at the averages. They say the same on jobs. And yes, if you look at the totals each month during both administrations, it seems like a continuation. But look behind the averages. Here's how the top 25% and bottom 25% did under Obama. For much of his time, wage growth for the richest was higher than wage growth for the poorest by a wide margin. Now look at the picture with Trump. Wage growth for the poorest has been higher than for the richest every month he's been in office. And for the first time in almost 10 years, wage growth for less skilled workers matched wage growth for high skilled workers. Under Obama, the rich got richer and the poorest were stuck. With Trump, sure, the rich did well, but the poorest and the middle class are doing even better. Look at household income, in many ways the most important measure. In 3 years with Trump, household incomes have gone up 5 times more than under 8 years of Obama. And on jobs, we're doing far better than what you'd expect at this stage of an expansion. If you look at the previous 2 expansions, the average monthly job gain during the last year was 120,000. But over the last year with Trump, the average monthly gain is 201,000. The monthly Trump job gains are over 65% higher than normal. But it's also about the types of jobs added. The elitists laughed at Trump when he said he'd bring back manufacturing.
He just says, well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have?
What magic wand do you have? In 2018, more manufacturing jobs were added than at any time for 30 years. And we can expect even more thanks to the new USMCA, the most pro-worker trade deal in history. The point of all this is not to praise any one politician, but to explain to all of them, especially any Republicans tempted to go back to establishment economics after Trump, exactly what the policy mix is that most helps those who are left behind by globalization and open borders. And here we come to the central policy innovation of the past 3 years. Pro-business on tax and regulation, pro-worker on trade and immigration. And in the end, this has delivered not just economic success, but something that strengthens our society too, that helps repair our torn social fabric. In the fourth quarter of last year, over 74% of people entering the labor force came off the sidelines, the highest percentage since records began. That's the power of Trump's blue-collar boom. It lifts up the forgotten men and women left on the scrap heap by the elitist policies of the past. All of this is put at risk by Bernie or Biden. Just take one of the central planks of the blue-collar boom, lower business taxes. Right now, pretty much whatever international measure you pick, it's the lowest here in America. Now look where Biden wants to put it. It would literally be the highest. That is a disaster for investment, for jobs, for household incomes. Bernie wants to take it to 35%, of course. They both want to massively raise taxes, increase regulations, close down domestic energy, build up the bureaucracy, centralize power. On and on it goes, anti-worker, anti-family, anti-community. Whether it's socialism with Bernie or the swamp with Biden, it is a disaster for America.